Not obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
Lie. No man is obsolete.
It's a cookbook.
Who are we?
When will they take the bandages off?
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
This lemon sucker here. He's the most suspicious of the bunch.
My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm beginning to hate you.
I believe you're going my way.
Live from Willoughby at the heart of the Twilight Zone. Here are your hosts, Alex and Tyler, the prestigiously perfect podcast in which we call The Twilight Zone.
What is up, everybody? I'm Alex.
And I'm Tyler.
Welcome to the Twilight Gnome Podcast, episode 79. What episode are we going to be discussing this week?
This week, as we kick ourselves off to the second half of our podcast here, we are starting with the very last episode of the series, The Bewitching Pool.
Season 5, episode 36, original air date June 19th, 1964. This was written by Earl Hamner Jr., who did like 7 or 8 episodes, and directed by Joseph M. Newman, who directed 4 Twilight Zones. 2 crappy, 2 okay.
All right, let's hear them.
He did. Obviously, The Bewitching Pool. I'm going to put that in the crappy pile. In Praise of Pip, good pile. Last Night of a Jockey, absolute garbage pile. And Black Leather Jackets, pretty decent.
I'd say out of all those, yeah, Black Leather Jackets. Well, I don't think I've seen In Praise of Pip or Last Night of the Jockey, but out of these two, I'm picking Black Leather Jackets. That was a fun one.
We'll get right into it, Ty. What was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment is that it starts with this such jarring, kids, we're getting a divorce. Like, we don't even know the characters yet or anything. Just bam, straight away into the parents are getting a divorce. We immediately know what's going on. I thought that was so funny and jarring.
It is weird, too, because it's very Quentin Tarantino-esque, where it starts at the end and then goes back and then back to it.
Yeah,
And they use, like, the whole shot. Like, obviously, we'll get into it more inside the Twilight Gnome, but there was a lot of production problems with this, so I think they kind of forced their hand to do some things that they don't normally do.
Yeah, when I was looking into it, apparently, like, it has to do with, excuse me if I'm stepping on your toes from later on, but they didn't have enough, like, runtime, so they just ended up reusing footage.
Yeah.
There's parts about it that I like. There's also parts about it that I don't like.
I think it is an unfortunate stain on the Twilight Zone as a whole, especially with this being the last. I mean, it could be forgivable if it was somewhere in the middle, but I don't know. Someone should have got fired for that one. My favorite moment is when the kids jump in the pool and the mom's like, they've been down there an awful long time. And the dad just goes, yeah.
That was on my second rewatch. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, wow, they really don't care. These are terrible parents.
They are the absolute worst. These might be like some of the most hateable characters in all of the Twilight Zone.
Who do you think's the worst parents? These guys or Anthony Fremont's parents?
These people, because I don't believe they actually love their kids, especially the mom. The mom is quite the bitch.
Yeah. I mean, they both seem just such distant, terrible people.
We have the technology to rebuild it.
Doctor, what have you created?
I am, for all intent and purposes, AI Serling.
So every week I put a prompt into ChatGPT, come up with a Rod Serling style intro to the episodes we are watching. Now, if you can recall from last episode or our intermission episode, since we are starting off our second half, as it were, I wanted to switch things up a little bit, so I made this one get a little meta and a little bit more comical, and see if it works.
Nice, let's hear it.
Tonight's offering from the Twilight Zone is what one might diplomatically call an unfortunate choice. Not a grand finale nor a triumphant swan song, but rather a pool. A swimming pool. A pool that whisks children away from bickering parents into the arms of a kindly woman who may or may not be running the strangest daycare in television history. It's called the Bewitching Pool, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am painfully aware that this is the final curtain for our little series. Shakespeare had Prospero. We have 2 kids dog-paddling into the 5th dimension. History will not forgive me, and frankly, neither will I. But the contract was signed, the cameras were rolling, and so here we are, the Twilight Zone, closing its doors not with a bang, but with a splash.
I like that. That's very, very clever, especially the last line there.
All right, so every week Tyler and I come up with a few questions for each other, keep each other on our toes while watching said episode. I found it insanely difficult for this one, but I did come up with 2.
I have 4.
Oh, wow. All right, I'll
you
go
go
first
yeah.
According to Wit there, what do you call someone who crosses the river?
A 2-time double no good dirty double crosser.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, I knew I'd get there eventually. What's the father's name?
Earl.
Oh, Gil.
Oh, God, Gil's gonna make a sale.
I know, I heard the name Gil and I immediately went to Simpsons.
What happens to kids that lie?
They get slapped?
They burn in hell, Tyler. Don't you remember that? That was very jarring.
You
know what happens to children when they lie? They burn in hell.
Yeah. My next question, what 6 activities are the kids seen playing at Aunt T's in the front yard?
You got seesaw.
Yep.
Jump rope.
Yep.
Did you say 6?
Yeah, there's 6.
Damn. That hoop and a stick.
Yep, hoop
I
and a
don't know what
stick.
that is. Probably tag.
Nope.
No. So we could, like, did you count the kid fishing?
Nope.
Was there a dog there? Were they chasing a dog or some shit?
It wasn't a dog.
Was that a pig?
No.
All right, I don't know. What are the other ones?
There was a kid getting a donkey ride. And there was kids playing on a tire swing and 2 kids playing catch. And I got 2 more. What's their last name?
Dang it. Eastman or something?
Sherwood.
Sherwood, damn it.
And my last question, where does Sport say they will take trips to? She names 4 locations.
Does she? I remember her saying that, but I don't remember any locations. The Grand Canyon?
She says, we'll go on all kinds of trips. We'll go to Disneyland, Ohio, Australia, and the North Pole.
Wow.
Why Ohio? Out of all of them to throw in there, it seems so random.
Rod seems to like Ohio. Did you notice that? Like, that's where he made Anthony Fremont's family live.
Yeah,
and,
maybe
that's where from 100 Yards Over the Rim they left from Ohio.
And also, Nick of Time takes place in Ohio. And yeah.
Maybe he thinks it's kind of like the crossroads of America, kind of.
Kind of.
You could make a debate for it.
I mean, maybe in the 50s and 60s it was more of the geographic center, but now I'd say you're probably getting closer to like Missouri, Kansas. But yeah, those are my questions.
All right, we'll jump right into the plot of this one. We open up, and like you had mentioned earlier, we are thrust right into these 2 parents telling the kids, we're getting a divorce, get out of the pool.
I do like I think it's called in media res, where like it immediately starts with the action going on. I do like that part of it, where we're immediately starting with big activity. I like that.
The dad says, do you want to live with me or your mom? And the mom is just such a fucking cunt, dude. It's just, you damn kids, what do you want? She says you darn kids like so many times.
And like, neither of the parents, like, the kids are feeling sad because obviously, like, when people get divorced, the kids often assume, like, oh, no, it's our fault. And, like, instead of, like, being sympathetic and, like, trying to, like, console the kids, like, say, no, this isn't your fault, they're like...
The mom even says, well, it was definitely a lot easier without you, little bastards.
Yeah, and it's like, Jesus Christ, they're just kids. Like, calm down, lady.
Right. And Sport says, we'll be good, I promise. And he's like, it's too late for that. And the kids are like, we're not going to take this. So they run and jump into the pool, and they start yelling for an Aunt T to help them. And the parents are like, what do they mean, this Aunt T? And like, come on, listen to your kids, Dad. And they disappear. They've been down there an awful long time.
I know.
We'll jump in and fucking get them.
Where all this was happening immediately, like we already hear about Aunt T. This is an episode I'd seen before. Like I knew what was going to happen, but I forgot that it started at the beginning.
So abrupt.
And so I like had to pause it and like rewind and make sure that like it just didn't start playing at the end of the episode because I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then another thing to mention with this one is all of their lips do not match their words at all. It was so jarring.
It is jarring. I'll get into it a lot more in Inside the Twilight Zone, but there were audio problems hardcore for this episode. Yeah, pretty much after this, the dad comes back up. They're not down there. I don't know. And then Rod brings us in, which he has a pretty good one. He's wet entertainment for wealthy well-to-dos or something like that.
A lot of alliteration there.
Pretty good.
A swimming pool not unlike any other pool. A structure built of tile and cement and money. A backyard toy for the affluent, wet entertainment for the well-to-do. But to Jub and Sport Sherwood, this pool holds mysteries not dreamed of by the building contractor. Not guaranteed in any sales brochure. For this pool has a secret exit that leads to a never-never land. A place designed for junior citizens who need a long voyage away from reality into the bottomless regions of the Twilight Zone.
I do like the crossfade there where we're moving on to Rod. Like instead of usually he does a lot of like whip pans, but this one was a cross dissolve from like the water rippling on the pool over him. I like that. I thought that
would be cool if it whip pan down under the water and he's underwater and shared like Twilight Zone.
That'd be pretty funny. That'd be one of the more interesting places he's ever popped up.
He's at the bottom of the pool. Yeah. So after our first commercial break, this one's very weird. We're giving like another Rod intro. Again, I was most likely due because like, fuck, the audio is all fucked up. What are we going to do? Well, let's kind of have Rod just kind of give the lay of the land.
Or not just that necessarily. Maybe it was because like if they were originally planning on not starting at the end, it would have made sense, like, boom, here's the opening scene, let's describe the cast of characters before jumping into it and kind of giving you a little bit of a understanding of what's going on. But yeah, it feels weird and clunky to have him just finish his intro and then immediately start voiceover.
Introduction to a perfect setting. Colonial mansion, spacious grounds, heated swimming pool. All the luxuries money can buy. Introduction to two children, brother and sister. Names Jeb and Sport. Healthy, happy, normal youngsters. Introduction to a mother. Gloria Sherwood by name. Glamorous by nature. Introduction to a father. Gil Sherwood. Handsome, prosperous, the picture of success. The man who has achieved every man's ambition. Beautiful children, beautiful home, beautiful wife. Idyllic? Obviously. But don't look too carefully. Don't peek behind the facade. The idyll may have feet of clay.
Yeah. I don't know, it just feels odd,
yeah,
timing-wise. But anyway, the dad comes in and he's already pissed off. He's early. Like, what were you doing in town today?
Mom gets defensive. Whoa, you following me around?
Right. And then we start. This is when it gets kind of weird because the little girl's voice it especially just does not sound like a little girl's voice. Did you think so?
I mean, no, it doesn't really sound like her at all. But I don't know. The whole thing is just very strange with the voices. Because when they're by the pool and stuff, you can definitely tell no one's voice lines up. So it kind of makes sense that hers also doesn't line up. But hers is definitely the most jarring out of all of them.
She's kind of like trying to hide her brother from the fighting maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I think she's being a really good big sister here. Like, I'm assuming she's the older of the two.
Yep.
And yeah, so she's trying to like distract her brother and be like, "Oh, let's play this like imaginary game, like imagine things at the bottom of the pool." And they're,
I think, and it keeps cutting back and forth between the kids and the parents. And I like this little conversation here. The mom's like, "I'm sick of my talent going to waste." And what talent?
Well, because the dad said something earlier like, "Oh, what is your big job this week?" Because apparently it seems like every week she must have a different job. One week she's
you don't know how hard it is to be here with the kids. She's like, that's what the maid does. So we didn't even know that they have like a nanny or whatever. And
right.
Then well, what's the maid for? I'm like, well, what the fuck are you for, sugar? Which kind of felt for him too. Like, what the fuck?
Right. Very rich, affluent problems.
Right. Yeah, and then, like you were stating earlier, the kids are talking about, I see a raft like Tom Sawyer, and we're having adventures like with pirates and witches.
And I want a fat witch. You can't have a fat witch, stupid.
Yep. And then it's at this point that we get a visitor from the pool. Kind of odd.
A little Huckleberry Finn looking kid.
Hey! Want to have some fun?
Well, what's keeping you?
Where'd you come from?
What mischief you two brats in now?
Just talking to this boy.
What boy?
He's gone.
Darn fool kids.
Come on, you guys.
Where?
Secret place? Come on.
Who are you? Where'd you come from?
Follow me.
Did you get like an old Greg thing? Where are you from? Shaker Place.
Shaker Place. No, I was thinking it must be really hard to swim with, one, all of your clothes on, and then two, a giant hat. Like, it's a lot of water resistance.
I guess. Not all of us are built like Mr. Burns.
Like
fucking hat.
You ever like fallen in the water with all your clothes on? Like your clothes immediately soak up all the water and become a lot heavier.
They do. It's at this point that Jeb's kind of like, I don't really want to, but Sport's like, come on, I'm older than you. Let's go. And they jump into the water.
Cool transition, too, when
Pretty decent.
They cut to the pond, which really smart idea from, I mean, obviously back in the day, there was no like CGI and stuff where you could make it look like they're traveling through a portal or anything. So smart way to just cut it to the pond.
Yep. And then we see that Tom Sawyer looking kid. He's fishing. Howdy. He helps him out of the water. Aunt T's been waiting for you. And then we see a shot of a bunch of kids playing. And Jeb's like, how'd you guys get here? And the sister's like, I think we got here through like a portal at the bottom of the pool. That Tom Sawyer kid laughs at him very annoyingly. Then Sport kind of starts chasing him. The Tom Sawyer kid runs into the house and then instantly becomes the victim. Auntie, even though he's the one fucking antagonizing him. Up. And Auntie's like, all right, well,
here's some boxing gloves. Have
Go
at
outside. Me and Jeb here just gonna finish doing this cake. And then obviously the other kids see him making the cake, so they don't, oh, you guys don't want to fight anymore? No, we want to help make the cake too.
Definitely a really great like show don't tell of like how really good Aunt T is with kids. Like immediately knows how to diffuse the situation of them wanting to fight into them wanting to help make a cake and stuff like that. Really smart on her part there. She kind of shows she's a very clever and on her toes kind of gal.
How do you mean? There's certain points of her that I'm like, stranger danger, and even I think Sports senses it, obviously, but I think she is well-mannered. Are you going with the more not dark? Like, I'm thinking more like Coraline.
No, I think she's genuinely a nice person, because like there's moments where she insists that the kids go back to their parents. Like she's only there
but
if
that
the kids...
could be isn't that like a good tactic if you want to keep them there? Like, show them that they are free, and if they come back, haha, now you fucking mine.
I don't know. I think it's just people thinking too darkly, because I think she's genuinely a nice, because this is a whole like fantasy world where kids that are treated wrong can come to and escape to be safe from whatever it is that they're running from. So I think as a character, she is this nice lady. It does send kind of the wrong message, which is why at the end Rod kind of has to throw in that like warning to parents, like there is no such lady as Aunt T, and don't let your kids talk to strangers. Like the PSA at the end is definitely well deserved, but I think as a character, though, she's supposed to be this very nice and just helpful lady.
You're such solemn children. Don't you know how to laugh?
What's there to laugh at?
Well, I'm rather a ridiculous old party. You could laugh at me.
You're not funny. You're nice.
Oh, thank you. Riddles, then. Who knows a riddle?
And then Wit gives like kind of a riddle. It wasn't really a riddle.
Yeah, it's not a riddle. It's
what
just
do you call this?
Joke.
But anyway, he does that. And then Aunt T's just like, all right, now I'll tell you guys your chores. And Sport's like, we don't plan on staying here. Jeb wants to stay, though, and Sport's like, we can't stay here. She's a kidnapper.
Immediately tries to like be like, nope, stranger danger, which is obviously good that Scout has this kind of sport.
Yep.
Not Scout.
She's scouting.
I know, yeah.
Aunt T says, no, I don't take kids. And then we hear a voice. It's their mom in the distance. You damn fucking kids, get out here. Where are you?
Fucking pool.
Aunt T says, don't worry, one day you won't hear that anymore. And Sport's like, but our parents love us. We have to go back. And Jeb's like, we'll see you again, right, Aunt T? And she's like, no, I'm afraid that would actually probably be impossible. Tom Sawyer kid takes them back to the river. They jump in.
She sets up the whole idea as to
you can't come back.
They come
back 3 fucking times.
Which is why when they come back the second time, she's like, "Oh, it's a real miracle you managed to get here the second time."
Wait till you see our fucking hat trick.
Which is why I really dislike them putting the ending at the beginning, because we know that they disappear that time too. So there's no tension. It should have been a big tense moment of, can we even get back to this place? We've done it twice. That even the second time was abnormal. Odds are we probably aren't going to be able to get through this time. So by showing us the end at the beginning, it just loses that tension, because we already know they're going to be successful.
As I had mentioned earlier, this reminded me of Coraline a lot, so I went back, and I know it's a side note, but I went and watched it. Such a good movie. And apparently in the book, once she's in the other place, until she's only there the once until she gets back. Where in the movie she goes back like 3 times, just like this.
Oh, okay. Like, there's a book version?
Yeah.
Oh, did not know that.
Next scene, the dad's like, where the fuck are these kids? And they reappear in the pool. Where have you been? We were in the pool.
No, you weren't.
We came out on the other side. We made cake with Aunt T.
Yeah, Jeb's telling the truth because he thinks this is an amazing thing, but at least Sport's kind of smart enough to know, like, our parents aren't going to believe, even though what we experienced was real, they're going to think that we're crazy and just lying.
All right,
Jeb,
Sport.
get
Now, where
out
have you
of
been?
here now.
In the pool.
You're lying. I looked in the pool.
We really were, Daddy.
And we came up on the other side and helped make a chocolate cake with Aunt T.
Chocolate cake with that. What's he talking about?
And we caught a fish.
He's just making things up, Daddy.
He's lying to cover up whatever devilment you two been in. Now, look, I want the truth out of you, boy. No more lies. Do you understand?
I wasn't lying. I
Now,
wasn't.
Jeb, listen to me. You get to your room and stand in the corner until you're ready to tell me the truth.
The next scene, Sport is just painting peacefully by the poolside, and the mom, what the fuck, Sport? What are you doing?
Where the hell's your brother? I don't know. Did you check his room? He wasn't in his goddamn room.
She is so fucking mean. But anyway, she's like, well, you better go find your brother. She waits till Mom leaves, and then she kind of makes sure no one's looking and jumps in the pool because she obviously knows he probably went back.
Also,
to
why
CNC.
doesn't the mom take responsibility to go look herself if Jeb's missing? Like, you go fucking look.
Right. Next shot, we're back at Aunt T's. Aunt T's telling Jeb, now your chores are going to be bringing in the firewood. They're cleaning a bunch of shoes. This is where it kind of starts getting like slave labor. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
No, I mean, it's important that kids like do some amount of chores, and like, you know, it's important. It does build character, and she kind of touches upon this.
And then she does go into, because Jeb's like, they all come through the water? And she's like, no, some of them come down the chimney. Some of them just find their way onto my doorstep and all that, which I thought was kind of cool. Like,
yeah, different weird magical means of like getting there.
Yep.
I mean, because obviously not everyone's gonna have a pool, so it wouldn't make any sense like that. While they're polishing the shoes too, there was the funny line from not Jeb but the other kid, Wit, and he goes, "Big, ain't it?"
I missed that.
He was talking about his muscle, but the way he says
yeah.
"big, ain't it" just made me laugh.
I'm gonna use that tonight. Then we see Sport out the window, and Auntie's like, "Come on in." She's like, "I can't. I'm wet." She hands her a towel, and Sport comes inside, and now her voice sounds normal because they're inside, so they didn't have problem with the audio on the inside shots. And she's like, "All right, Jeb, come on, we gotta go."
Jeb
I'll throw you over my shoulder like a sack of potatoes if I gotta.
Yeah, Jeb does not want to leave, and he's basically like, no, like nothing's gonna change. And at this point, I don't know why Sport decided to lie, because like she obviously knew that her mother didn't talk about trips or anything like that, and all she knows is that the mother said things are going to change, but she doesn't know.
I think she's just looking out for her little brother's best interests, like, so she's kind of dangling that carrot, knowing it's a white lie. I don't know, that's probably what I would do to try and, because she knows like the right thing she should probably do is get him back to their house,
I guess.
even though the home situation isn't ideal.
I only came to get Jeb. I ain't going. Things are gonna be different at home now, Jeb. Mama told me. Told you what? They aren't gonna yell and scream at each other anymore. Is that all? No. We're gonna take trips together. Where? Oh, everywhere. Disneyland, Ohio, Australia, the North Pole, anywhere we want to go. I don't want to go to them places.
It's at this point that Auntie's like, Jeb, you better listen to your big sister. You're going to look pretty foolish if she has to carry you out of here. And
again, to Aunt T's like benefit, like she does want in her heart what's the best for the kids. Like she doesn't want to have them leave home and stuff like that. Like her place is a place for kids that aren't loved and need that place. So
yep. She's like, all right, well, you better go with your sister. And they leave. And this was really weird. The parents are just hanging out by the pool. They're like, should we wait for tonight? And the mom's like, no, we're telling them fucking right now. And they show up.
Get this over with. I want my damn divorce.
And the kids are all, you fucking kids, what are you doing in the pool? We weren't in the pool. I was finding Jeb. Don't fucking lie to me. You know what happens to kids that lie? And Sport's like, they burn in hell.
They burn in hell.
And then the parents deliver the shocking blow.
Children, your father and I are going to divorce. Now, if you don't know what that means, well, it means that he's going to live in one place and, well, I'm going to live in another. Just as far apart as we can get.
And what we want to know from you kids is, do you want to live with me? Or do you want to live with her?
Now, it's going to be up to you, too. You've got to make up your minds.
Dad all day long.
Yeah, he seems like the more kinder one out of these two.
And then the kids are like, no, we're not having this. That's it. And it's kind of the exact same scene, just a little bit extended from the first scene that we're showing.
Yeah, I can't believe how much of this whole scene that they used in the opening shot. Like, it's 5 minutes of reused footage. It's like, really?
And then the kids jump in the pool again, obviously, and the dad does again. At least we get the line twice. Yeah.
They've been down there a long time. Yeah, I know.
He jumps in after him again. They're not down there. The exact same thing we heard earlier. And then the next shot, we're at Aunt T's. They're actually eating the finished cake. And echoing faintly in the distance, we hear the, Sport, Jeb, where are you? Fuck you, lady. You had your chance. And then Sport even kind of like brushes it off. And she's like, all right, more cake, huh? And they are laughing, having a good time. And Rod takes us out.
A brief epilogue for concerned parents. Of course, there isn't any such place as the gingerbread house of Aunt T, and we grown-ups know there's no door at the bottom of a swimming pool that leads to a secret place. But who can say how real the fantasy world of lonely children can become? For Jeb and Sport Sherwood, the need for love turned fantasy into reality. They found a secret place in the Twilight Zone.
And that is our episode. Tyler, what did you learn?
If you believe hard enough and swim deep enough, you too can find the secret exit at the bottom of your pool. I wonder how many people like drowned or ran away because of this episode.
Little kids and stuff trying to, I'm gonna go to Aunt
T's
like,
house. There's like the stories of like kids putting on Superman capes thinking they can actually fly and like getting hurt.
I feel like that's like an inflated story. You think that maybe happened once in human history?
Maybe. I don't know.
Either way, we'll get right into ratings. IMDb currently has us at a 6.5 out of 10. I'm pretty sure you like this more than I did, so you want to go for it?
Well, you go for it. You liked it less.
All right. It's also kind of unfair because, like I said, this just has such a stain on it because it is the final one. The audio problems are weird. They reuse stuff. I don't know. I'm giving this a 4.5.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm giving this a 7. I liked.
God,
there was a lot.
Way too high for this.
There was a lot that I liked about the episode. It was a good and simple moral about children's imagination and the importance of love. Fun magical element with the pool, and it has a happy ending and overall like happy, like uplifting kind of feel to it. So it is in that sense a good thing to end on. But I didn't like that the episode starts at the end, is that, like I said, it ruins the tension with them being able to return for the third time. And then also all the audio issues is just really jarring.
Who are they? Where are they? What are they? Let's find out together in the Twilight Gnome presents Inside the Twilight Zone.
All right, so this week we have Mary Badham. She played Sport. She is still alive today. She got her first big break in the To Kill a Mockingbird. She played Scout. And other than that, she was really only in like 8 things and pretty much is just a kid from 1962 to 1966. There was like one thing in like 2015 or 2008 or something like that she just randomly did, but pretty much stayed pretty quiet. Then we have Jeffrey Byron. He played Jeb. He was in decent amount of television, a little bit more than the girl that played his sister, but from 1963 to even present day, but mainly in the 70s and 80s was his big time. He was in one BJ and the Bear, one Wonder Woman, one episode of Dallas, but nothing super big. Then we have June Foray. She played the voice of Sport for all the scenes where she was outside. And if you thought, hey, maybe her voice sounds kind of familiar, she has 380 credits, most being voice acting. She was in so many things. It's pretty ridiculous. She's in Mulan. She plays the grandmother. She was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. She was the voice of Rocky from Rocky and Bullwinkle. She was the squirrel there.
She definitely sounded the most like her character Rocky, like she was just trying to do the Rocky voice.
She was in DuckTales. She played the voice of Granny in every Looney Tunes thing, so she was in Space Jam. She was in one episode of Family Guy, one episode of The Simpsons, the final episode of Season 1. She plays the lady that gets called Rubber Baby Buggy Bumper when they're looking for a babysitter. No,
She's the one that
Samson.
Is she the one that is the bad guy that tries to kidnap the kids?
She's the old lady on the other end of the phone. She is in Frosty the Snowman. She plays the little girl Karen. She plays the voice of Cindy Lou Who from the 70s Grinch. She was in an episode of I Love Lucy, and she was in 2 Twilight Zones. Again, she used her voice. Can you remember what she used her voice for? We've seen it.
One we've seen?
It is.
Talking Tina.
She is the voice of Talking Tina. Good job. So we have finished her. Obviously, that episode is a lot better than this episode. Apparently, to you, it's pretty fucking close, which is insane.
Like I said, there's a lot to like about this episode. I think just production-wise, a lot of shit went wrong.
All right, we'll get into the big one here, the audio disaster. So apparently there was a huge problem with the audio for all the outdoor shots, so they had to have the cast come back and overdub all their voices, but they couldn't get the girl that played Sport, so they got an adult actress to do it, so it kind of sounds funny. I think they did an all right job for all the other people. It's actually pretty impressive.
At some points, but there's definitely moments where you're just looking at their mouths moving and you're like, that doesn't quite make any sense.
People have pointed out it is odd that the kids have southern accents, but the parents don't.
See, I could explain that away as saying, like, okay, well, the dad got a job in the South. They moved down there. The kids grew up in the South, so they would have had a southern accent.
Quite possibly. And this pool was used in 3 episodes of The Twilight Zone. It was used in Queen of the Nile and The Trouble with Templeton. In total, this episode cost $66,415. The director received $1,500, which I believe was pretty usual for season 5, and the cast received $6,780 altogether.
What'd you say to me, Mike?
What's in a name, Mr. Benninger, really? It's a mere question of semantics. Just language. A mere stretch of words.
So every week, Tyler and I come up with a few alternative titles to the episodes we are watching. You guys can do so as well if you want to leave a comment. I have 3 this week.
I have 5.
All right, go for it.
All right, I'll start with my debacle. I got the divorce debacle.
That's a good one. I have the Dixie debacle. So why are these kids Southern?
All right, nice. I have aunties.
Do one more.
I have idyllic home.
Decent. I have so it's come to this, which is pretty good because it's the final episode and it's kind of I like.
Why so it's come to this?
Because the implications of the divorce, like as the family unit, but also on a macro, it's come to this, the final episode of the thing.
I guess. I thought you were doing, isn't there an episode of The Simpsons called So It's Come to This?
So it's come to this, another Simpsons clip show or something like that.
Okay.
But yes, that was obviously a huge part of it too.
I got 2 more. I got The Portal in the Pool.
Yep. This is my best one right here. A Splash of Reality.
Nice. And my last one is Love on the Other Side. I like a splash of reality. That's good.
Good. Switcheroos. I have 5.
I got 4.
All right. You go first, son.
I have A World of Difference.
Yep. I got the Escape Clause.
Yep. I got that one too. I got Perchance to Dream.
I have The Arrival.
And my last one is Slight Tweak. Instead of walking distance, swimming distance.
Yeah. I have The Little People, A Short Drink from a Certain Fountain, and probably the only other time we could use this, a game of pool.
Yeah? Yeah. All right, so like Alex said, with the filming location, this pool was also used in 2 other episodes of The Twilight Zone. It was used in The Trouble with Templeton and Queen of the Nile. Then we also got a direct reference to this episode in the 2005 episode of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy called Puddle Jumping, where Billy and Mandy and I think it's called Grim. Yeah, they like
very good children's show. I love that show.
There's interdimensional like through a bunch of different bodies of water. Like sometimes it's puddles, sometimes it's like bathtubs, sometimes it's like other stuff. But they kind of dimension hop through water. And at one point, Billy meets this old lady called Granny Applecheeks who wants to kill him and turn him into a pie. So similar-ish, like traveling through water to get to this other place with this old lady. That in their episode they kind of make her more sinister. But
some sinister-looking kids over there.
I also got a connection to Peter Pan. Obviously, as Rod states in his intro, he refers to this as a Never Never Land. So obviously they were drawing some inspiration between Aunt Tease and Neverland.
All I could think of when you said Neverland was Michael Jackson.
No, it's ignorant. Just call it Neverland Ranch.
Did you know that was Macaulay Culkin's favorite salad dressing? Was Neverland Ranch.
Neverland Ranch, I bet. And then there's an episode, or a couple episodes of the X-Files. There are these creatures in the X-Files. They're called walk-ins.
Hello, yes.
2 words, though, not walk space ins. And they're these like spiritual entities, often composed of starlight, that rescue the souls of children or from suffering or from like a painful death by taking their bodies to quote unquote a better place. So kind of similar-ish in vein to what Aunt T kind of does there too. And that's all I got.
All right, so every week Tyler picks the episodes, and he does so by showing me an AI-generated picture. I play a little game where I have to guess what it is. Now, for everyone who listens to the podcast on the regular basis, you'll know that I knew what the last 2 were going to be because they were right in the middle, but I am back to being completely in the dark. I just know it's probably not going to be Season 5 since we just did it, and probably not Season 4 because we just did one a couple episodes ago.
So this is the last of our other block. It was from 71 through 80, so...
And that could be anything. So on 81 we're starting?
81 will turn back to Death Other for 5 episodes.
When are we back to our original format?
After that, so we'll be starting on 86 through 90.
All right. Yeah, so I have no idea.
All right. You don't want to even guess? It's another. It's an other that we haven't done, so there's only half the episodes left.
I have no idea.
All right.
The Mirror.
Yep. Yeah. Womp womp.
Is it just about Fidel, or is this the one where he gets like a genie and he wishes to be something else?
No, this is basically like, for all intents and purposes, it's supposed to be Fidel Castro, and the whole message is like...
But does it stay with him the whole time through the episode?
Yeah, so, I mean, do you want me to just give you a little brief synopsis to refresh you?
Sure.
Him and his 4 other like guerrilla fighters, like it starts with them being successful. They're in the mansion. They've overthrown the dictator, and now he's the new dictator, and
he's afraid of getting overthrown, the mutiny.
Exactly, and there's a magic mirror that the old dictator tells him, like, oh, if you look into it, it will tell you who's going to kill you next.
Yeah,
and he just becomes paranoid that all of his friends are going to kill him or overthrow him somehow. So
is this one a pretty craptastic episode?
Yeah, it goes exactly like, it's just very predictable and banal. Yeah.
Unfortunate, but I'm sure we'll make fun of it, and it'll be an awesome episode of our podcast, at least.
Messages. You are about to receive a message from the 5th dimension.
All right, so we got a message on our 78th episode, Where Is Everybody?, from Rachel F. And Rachel F. says, The Bewitching Pool. I can't stand the parents. I kind of get why the kids swim away.
Totally agree.
Yep. Yeah, those parents are terrible. Thank you, Rachel F. And everyone else, remember to be sure to drop us some comments, and we will read them.
We love them. All right. A little bit of housekeeping here. If you guys could please continue to like and subscribe on the YouTube page, it would mean the world to us. Probably, I don't know, kind of hit that plateau for the last couple months. I don't know if it was the summer, but maybe with people going back to school or something like that, maybe listening might get up a little bit. We also have another top 10 coming at 80. I'm sure that'll help boost a little bit. And it's going to be a cool one because it's going to be right around the turn of October, so spooky season, hint, hint.
I mean, you can probably just say it at this point because it will be dropping with the next episode, right?
Is it? What are we on right now?
This is 79, so...
Oh, yeah, it is. All right, yeah. So it'll be a top 10 scariest or spookiest Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah.
I think we have a pretty damn good thing.
I think we do. It's getting into Halloween season, so get ready to be scared.
If you guys could please also go over to the Facebook page, give that a follow and like on there and leave some comments. And if you need to get a hold of us for any other reason, you can email us at twilightgnome59@gmail.com. A little bit of sad news here in the Twilight Zone world. Did you hear Robert Redford died the other day?
Is that why I keep seeing a bunch of stuff about Robert Redford? Was he
was in one episode of the Twilight Zone, one of my favorites. He was in Nothing in the Dark. He plays the man that comes in who's actually turns out, spoiler alert, that it's death.
Okay. I did not realize he was in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, so rest in peace, Robert Redford. My final question for you, Tyler. Obviously, this is not ideal to be the season 5 wrap-up or the complete series finale here. Can you think of any season 5 episodes that would have been better? I have 4 listed that I think would have been ideal?
Hold on, let me pull up a full list of everything in season 5 so I can answer this. I don't know, because you want it to be uplifting and like, even though the Twilight Zone usually like...
Do you? With Twilight, it's supposed to be eerie and creepy. I would want to end it on like an unsettling note.
I don't know.
And if you want it to be uplifting, I have kind of one too. Do you want to hear what my 4 are first?
Yeah, let's hear your 4.
All right, so I believe that one of these 4 would probably make the best series finale if it had to be one from season 5 here. Stopover in a Quiet Town could potentially be good, also because it kind of mirrors Where Is Everybody being the first one.
Yeah.
And it ends on that awkward, like, remember?
Yeah, the little sound bit at the end.
Would that be weird, though? That's why I was like, maybe that one. But also, I was thinking The Masks could have quite possibly been a good series finale. The Long Morrow could have been a good one. And Living Doll would have actually been a really good... Remember, I'm watching you. That would be really good.
I kind of agree with Stopover, where it does kind of parallel Where Is Everyone, but I don't know. I think it should be something more uplifting. Whilst I might be inclined,
Owl Creek Bridge.
I might be inclined to say 90 Years Without Slumber, where it does have that positive, uplifting kind of feel.
And
where
you start with an Edwin and end with one too. Well, his was the second, but still close enough.
Yeah, I think that would be it's a good episode. It's not one of the strongest in season 5, but I definitely like that it's uplifting and it is stronger than Bewitching Pool. If I had to go with simply just it's a great episode, like maybe ending on something like Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, or
I would disagree. I think that one's perfectly placed, kind of like what's that, like episode 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I think that's good. That's why I think, because Living Doll's not far after that, and those are 2 huge episodes. I think Living Doll would be an excellent choice for a series finale. Maybe that'd be a question for a poll.
Yeah.
What should have been?
What should have been the final episode?
What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below what you think that season 5 series
From Agnes
finale
would love just end with a sex fiend.
Because that would have the sad one too, because it was just Elwood like pretty much, fuck, I'm gonna go home and hang myself.
Well, it also ends on a loop, so you can picture this going on and on and on forever in the Twilight Zone. Also, I'm not sure what the episode is about, but the name The Long Morrow would fit well for a final episode.
That's a very good episode. I think that I had that written down as that would have been one of my 4 to be the final one too.
Yeah, but just as a name by itself, like I obviously don't know. I've never seen it, so I don't know if it's a good one or not. But
I'm excited for you to watch that one.
I like the name The Long Morrow as a final episode, but I think final answer, I'm going to say 90 Years Without Slumber.
That is a very good one. I didn't overlook that one. Next week, unfortunately, The Mirror, but we're going to be here. We'll truck through it, and we'll give you guys some laughs along the way. Until then, Tyler, do you have anything to say to our dear, dear Nomies out there?
Thank you all for stepping in the Twilight Gnome with us.
It's 4 o'clock.